with Danny Arnold, the owner of the Plex Gym in Houston, and also the guy behind the scenes when it comes to physical preparation, not only physical preparation, but also the diet and everything related to be a world-class fighter. If you can tell us about, first of all, Artur Szpilka regimen, the food he eats, and the system you guys have to keep his body working 100%.
With Artur, we have a very well-balanced program and regimen, very disciplined regimen, meaning that we stay on point to the minute, meaning that Artur eats every 3 to 3.5 hours. We make sure that the training is set up accordingly so it doesn't affect the nutrition, because we value nutrition as much as we do the technical side of boxing, as much as we do the performance side of boxing, just as much as we value the recovery and rest and recuperation when it comes down to hard training. So nutrition has to get the same respect as the boxing classes do. We don't show up late to boxing class. We shouldn't be showing up late to eating our meals. So that's what we continue on with everything we do. And the good thing is Artur is very disciplined. You know, he listens to everything we tell him, and once you obviously teach him why we're doing those things, then he has all confidence, and he follows it, even though when I'm not around, or when Ronnie or somebody else is not around.
If we can go a little bit into the specifics. Before I start taping this interview, we're talking a little bit about what he can, what he cannot eat. I know he's on a diet with you guys, you specifically, for the last 8 weeks, correct?
Yeah, 8 weeks.
And now we have the fight week, just the days to the fight. Something about what he can, what he cannot eat right now.
Well, I mean, you know, the first thing we work on is making sure he eats all the meals. So getting up early in the morning, drink a protein shake, 2 or 3 hours later, depending on the day, to eat our breakfast, and it might, you know, be of egg whites.
My breakfast means something you designed.
Our breakfast is a large egg white omelet with avocado, some turkey or chicken, a bowl of fruit on the side, possibly with some you know, some type of juice on the side. No bread, no cheeses, no creams. Then 3 hours later, we hit our third meal already for the day. That would consist of something still somewhat light, chicken or salmon and salad, a lot of greens, a lot of vegetables, and more juices, natural juices, of course. Then we do the second training program, and then we drink it immediately afterwards, a protein shake. And then for dinner, that's when we have the luxuries to eating a little heavier. Obviously, not the week of the fight, but prior to the week of the fight, you know, he has the luxury to eat some good lean cuts of beef or steaks, and you know, he still sometimes opts for salmon and fish or things like that. But that's when you can eat a little bit more and you know, cheat a little bit, if you were to say, and then pretty much go to sleep, wake up, and follow the same regimen. As we get closer to the fight, meaning about a week and a half, then we start cutting back a little bit on the size, but we also have to make sure that we definitely don't even get away from the 3 to 3.5 hours per meal, because if he's eating a little bit less, then he's going to be a little more fidgety if he misses a meal. Plus the mental stress, that plays a big role too in nutrition, so we make sure we have that covered. Then as we get closer now to 4 or 5 days, then we cut back the red meat. Definitely no breads and anything heavy that can in any ways make them feel lazy or anything like that. We make sure that everything's even fresher. But one thing we do or we don't do, let's say, is we don't change. We continue doing what we've been doing for 8 weeks. I think that's the mistake that a lot of fighters make. They think fight week, I should go and eat all this carbs, or I should do all these other things. And the truth is, you should be eating good and healthy throughout the camp. And then you shouldn't really make some major modifications when it comes down to fight week, other than, like I said, cutting back a little bit.
When I spoke with Artur, he mentioned the very important part of what the biggest difference is between him fighting Brian Jennings 2 years ago and fighting Deontay Wilder this Saturday, is his weight. When he fought Brian Jennings, he was 222. He's going to be about 235, 234 for this fight. My question is, and he said he was never stronger. I mean, he physically, quoting Artur Szpilka, I am the best I ever was, which is in a greater part your job to make him this way. But how do you gain 10, 11 pounds and get faster, because you kind of assuming that
Sure.
if you are heavier, you're going to lose on movement and maybe the way you move in the ring. How you go around it?
Well, I mean, you're training fast twitch muscles. It's not like a belief. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. You have fast twitch and slow twitch muscle fibers. If you train like the sport of boxing, which is explosive, a lot of speed, a lot of reaction, and you train that way, when you're gaining muscles, you're gaining the muscles or you're expanding the muscles that you want, that are going to complement the boxing. The mistake that people make is they go and lift all these heavy weights, which are slow twitch muscle fibers, and those aren't the muscles that are being used in the ring. So you cosmetically have someone that looks good, looks the part, has the big chest, big shoulders, but that in itself is going to actually slow them down. That would be no different than adding 10 pounds of fat on someone, because again, if it's not relevant to the sport, then 10 pounds is 10 pounds. But if you're gaining something that helps you in your sport, then obviously that's going to be, something that's going to be a humongous advantage. And that's what we've done. When we train Arthur and we're doing all the performance, let's say the outside the ring stuff, we're doing identical movements that take place in the ring. We're just adding some resistance, some bands, some med balls or something like that. But we're, again, getting better and improving in his sport. It'd be the easiest example to use is if you have a mathematical exam on Saturday, you're not going to study English all week long and say, I got smarter, that should duplicate for me getting a better score in math. No, you study math all week long, so then on Saturday when you take that exam, you are smarter in math. And I think with the body, we kind of have that same direction, or the same mistake, is that people train like a bodybuilder, slow twitch muscles, look good, and then somehow, some way that shape, that's going to correlate to an explosive boxer. It just doesn't happen that way.
This is why you have a team. There is one Artur Szpilka in the ring, but there is people like Danny behind him. Thank you very much, Danny. I appreciate it. Just letting us to see behind the closed doors. And I realize this, but not many people realize, to have a world-class athlete, you cannot do it yourself.
Yeah, no, definitely. You have to have a good team, and that's the best thing that we have. Our whole team is incredible, and everybody's dedicated equally, and they all respect each other as far as how the dedication that needs to be given for every single department, regardless of what it is. And I think that's what's made us so successful, and we will see Saturday night how that success rolls over.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.